New Jersey is often seen as nothing more than New York's shadow, or as a dense web of industry and highways. But beyond the glow of city lights and the maze of toll roads, there is a quieter, colder side. Here, history is not only written in books, it is etched into cracked brick walls and shattered storefront windows. Some places have fully surrendered to time, becoming fossils of a vanished industrial age. Others linger on the brink, watching residents leave one by one, block after block falling silent. So why did these towns lose their pulse? And who will be the last to remain before the lights finally go out? Hidden within the Watchung Reservation, Feltville greets visitors with an unsettling stillness. Founded in 1845 by David Felt as a self-contained printing mill community, it once included dormitories, a store, and a school. Life here was tightly regulated under Felt's oversight, but after his retirement, new ownership failed to sustain the enterprise. Today, several aging wooden buildings still stand beneath towering trees. An attempt to reinvent the site as a summer resort called Glenside Park in the late 19th century also faded quickly. Walking its dirt paths now feels like stepping into another dimension, a village suspended within the progress of Union County, yet stubbornly silent and empty. Leaving the green stillness of Feltville behind, we head into the heart of the Pine Barrens to find a frozen titan of the iron industry. Batsto Village stands as a monument to an era when iron defined New Jersey's economy. During the American Revolution, it supplied cannonballs and equipment to the Continental Army. Its iron furnaces once burned relentlessly, creating a bustling industrial scene deep within the pine forests. Today, Batsto remains one of the state's most iconic ghost towns. The Grand Richards family mansion dominates the landscape, surrounded by a post office, general store, and workers' homes that appear ready to be reoccupied at any moment. The town declined when Pennsylvania coal made charcoal-fueled iron production obsolete. Its present-day quiet stands in stark contrast to its once fiery role in America's wartime industry. If Batsto tells the story of iron, Allaire Village echoes it through steam and machinery. Built in 1822 by James P. Allaire as the industrial hub known as Howell Works, it was more than a workplace. It was a self-sustaining social experiment, even issuing its own currency. Today, traces of its former prosperity remain visible in preserved bakeries, blacksmith shops, and a chapel. The town's decline came swiftly when local iron ore sources were depleted and new furnace technologies emerged elsewhere. Now part of a state park, Allaire Village allows visitors to witness how a once thriving, independent community could transform into rows of empty buildings within just a few years. From a preserved village, we move to a canal port whose fate was tied to the water. Waterloo Village was once a bustling stop along the Maurice Canal. In the 19th century, the canal functioned like a highway for transporting coal and industrial goods. Waterloo became a vital rest point for boat crews, complete with inns and a lively marketplace. Its decline came with the rise of the railroad, which proved far faster and more efficient than canal boats. Today, Victorian-style homes and an old mill still stand quietly along the calm water's edge. The village feels suspended in sleep, a relic of a transportation era long abandoned by a world that now moves much faster. Near the Delaware Water Gap lies a town abandoned not by economic failure, but by political decision. Walpack Center may be one of the most heartbreaking ghost towns in New Jersey for that very reason. In the 1960s, the federal government proposed the Tox Island Dam project, which would have flooded the area. Residents were forced to leave their homes, and the town was evacuated. Ironically, the dam was never completed due to environmental and geological concerns. Today, Walpack Center stands frozen in time, peeling houses, a silent church, and a shuttered post office. It remains largely uninhabited, preserved as a reminder of a community sacrificed for a project that never materialized. Deep in the forests of Atlantic County lie the eerie concrete remains of Amatol. Built rapidly in 1918 to house workers at a munitions plant during World War I, Amatol quickly grew to a population of more than 10,000 people. It had full civic facilities, including a theater and schools. When the war ended, demand for ammunition ceased almost overnight. Within months, the town was abandoned. Today, only building foundations remain, overgrown with brush and faint street grids disappearing back into the woods. Amatol stands as a stark reminder of how quickly humanity can construct a civilization and how swiftly it can be forgotten. Moving on from former military grounds, we arrive at Whitesbog Village, the birthplace of the first commercially cultivated modern blueberry. Founded by the White family, the village was once a highly productive agricultural settlement in the early 20th century. Dozens of workers' cottages and processing buildings lined the vast surrounding fields. Although preservation efforts continue today, Whitesbog is largely defined by aging, vacant structures slowly decaying within the pine lowlands. Its ghostly character shows in boarded-up windows and the heavy silence that hangs between the old fields. It stands as a remnant of New Jersey's agricultural peak before modern industry and suburban expansion reshaped the region. From open farmland, we shift toward the riverbanks and encounter a town undone by the collapse of a once thriving paper empire. Harrisville, located along the Wadding River, was an independent industrial settlement established by the Harris family. It gained recognition for its advanced paper mill, which produced high-quality brown paper. The town flourished until a massive fire destroyed its main mill in 1914. Without its industrial core, Harrisville quickly emptied. Today, only towering stone ruins remain in the forest, resembling the remnants of an ancient castle. The sound of the river, once harnessed to power factory wheels, is now the only presence filling the stillness. Perhaps the most tragic of all are towns lost not to industry, but to the sea itself. Seabreeze is often described as the wettest ghost town in New Jersey. Situated along the Delaware Bay, it was once a quiet fishing village and seaside retreat. Over time, relentless coastal erosion and repeated storms made life there unsustainable. One by one, homes were dismantled or collapsed as their foundations were consumed by water. Today, the remaining asphalt roads lead directly into the bay. Almost no structures survive, yet the ghost town status is undeniable. Traces of life now buried under mud and salt. Seabreeze stands as a stark reminder of nature's unstoppable force. After exploring towns that have already fallen silent, we turn to places that are still breathing, but drifting toward a similar fate. First is Salem, one of the oldest settlements in New Jersey, filled with grand colonial-style brick homes. Yet beneath that historic elegance lies economic isolation and persistent poverty. Over the past several decades, Salem's population has steadily declined as younger generations leave in search of opportunity in Philadelphia or New York. Today, downtown Salem is lined with historic buildings left to deteriorate. High maintenance costs and property taxes have led many owners to abandon upkeep altogether. Salem is fighting against time, a city rich in historical identity, yet lacking the economic foundation necessary to sustain its future. A similar crisis has unfolded in Maurice River Township, where population decline has reached troubling levels. The township holds the unfortunate distinction of being one of the fastest shrinking communities in New Jersey, having lost roughly 17% of its residents in a relatively short period. The primary causes are limited job opportunities and the closure of public facilities, leaving many residents feeling that their prospects have vanished. Entire residential blocks now sit quiet, with for sale signs posted for years without buyers. If this trajectory continues, Maurice River Township may soon join the Pine Barrens abandoned settlements as another chapter in New Jersey's ghost town history. Along the Delaware River stands Penn's Grove, once a thriving manufacturing center that now resembles an industrial skeleton. Its economy was long supported by nearby DuPont facilities, but as factories closed or relocated, the town's economic pulse weakened dramatically. Today, Penn's Grove faces high unemployment and deteriorating infrastructure. Downtown storefronts sit shuttered behind rusted metal gates. With little new investment, the town feels neglected. Entire blocks show signs of decay, giving the impression that Penn's Grove is moving steadily toward the status of a modern ghost town. A slow unraveling is also visible in a town once envisioned as a major metropolitan center. Egg Harbor City was once dubbed the New Chicago of New Jersey because of its ambitious urban planning. But that vision never fully materialized. As its textile and wine industries faded, so did its momentum. Signs of decline are now evident. Vacant storefronts along the main street and a sharp reduction in public services. Stagnant population growth and a rising number of bank foreclosed properties contribute to an atmosphere of quiet failure. Egg Harbor City stands as a reminder that grand ambition, without lasting economic support, can dissolve into prolonged silence. Elsewhere, the old port city of Bridgeton struggles beneath the weight of its own history. It boasts one of the largest historic districts in New Jersey, yet many of those beautiful buildings now sit in deteriorating condition. The city lost its industrial backbone long ago and has yet to replace it with a sustainable alternative. As a result, numerous properties have been abandoned because property taxes outweigh their market value. Walking through parts of Bridgeton can feel like wandering a ghost town. Rows of stately homes standing empty, roofs beginning to sag. Without substantial economic revitalization, the city's architectural beauty risks becoming little more than crumbling relics in the decades ahead. Finally, there is a town that effectively dies with each changing season. Wildwood bursts to life during the summer, but in winter, it transforms into a seasonal ghost town. Thousands of buildings sit vacant for months at a time. For year-round residents, economic instability and ongoing coastal erosion cast uncertainty over the town's long-term future. Many of its iconic retro motels have been demolished or left to decay, signaling that nostalgia alone may not be enough to sustain it. In the end, New Jersey is a state of sharp contrasts, constantly building forward while quietly allowing parts of its past to erode. These 15 places remind us that a city's survival depends not only on the grandeur of its structures, but on its ability to adapt to changing times. When industries depart and nature reclaims its ground, what remains are the shadows of what once seemed permanent. These ghost towns stand as mirrors, reminding us that no prosperity under the Garden State sky is truly everlasting.